that we shall present in this program.
There is a conspiracy theory that a shadowy elite of bankers and media moguls are ruling the world from inside a secret room.
They say that the people that control this world could sit around one large table and have lunch.
The theory goes that these elitists plan to create an all-powerful new world order, a world government that will destroy anyone who disobeys them. The theory spreads through the internet and underground videos and anti-New World Order talk shows.
Is there a new world order?
There's a new world order?
Is there a new religion coming?
New religion's coming.
The new world odor has a certain smell about it. The smell of death.
But there's something else. These shadowy elitists, men like Henry Kissinger and David Rockefeller, are rumoured to attend a bizarre annual summer camp in Northern California called Bohemian Grove. This is the story of one man's attempts to infiltrate and secretly film inside Bohemian Grove. For years, conspiracy theorists like David Icke have travelled the world spreading the word about Bohemian Grove to a disbelieving public.
Now, behind these trees, every year in July, the elite, the presidents, past, present and future, the media owners, the bankers, the business leaders, turn up for a summer camp at Bohemian Grove. I took these pictures myself, as near as I could get. It says no through road there. You get up and you eventually become to Bohemian Grove some way up there. I've never been that far. Now, here's a picture from Bohemian Grove taken in 1957. Look, over here we have Uncle Ron. I guess in 1957 he's still getting on and off his horse. Over here, Tricky Dicky, Richard Nixon. Here they are in Bohemian Grove, and both go on to become President of the United States. Now here's another picture from Bohemian Grove taken by a journalist on a long lens. What you're looking at during this summer camp is a ritual in which the elite of the world, they dress up in long gowns with like hoods on. Now what we got here, a 40-foot stone owl. Go back in the ancient world, they used to sacrifice children to a deity called Moloch or Molech. Today, these elite names are still doing ritual sacrifices of children. So we ask the question, how do they symbolize Molech, Moloch, as an owl?
Could any of this actually be true? David Icke is far from alone in believing that the root of all satanic elitist evil lies inside Bohemian Grove. The rumours have spread across America, the flames fanned in conspiracy talk shows.
You see, for over 120-plus years in Northern California, in Sonoma County, on a 2,700-acre secluded redwood grove, leaders from around the world, prime ministers, chancellors, presidents, governors, travel there to engage in bizarre, ancient Canaanite, Luciferian, Babylon mystery religion ceremonies.
But now, for the first time in history, one man intends to discover once and for all what they're really doing in there. His plan is to infiltrate Bohemian Grove in the dead of night and secretly film their owl-burning ritual. His name is Alex Jones.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
No longer is the New World Order some foggy apparition over the next hill, the talk of extremists in the rural areas. Yes, the media's tried to make jokes of it. They've tried to create their little stereotypes. Now they openly speak of it in the Senate. You will have globalism. We will disarm the American people.
Alex is a syndicated talk show host from Austin, Texas. He broadcasts from his bedroom down an ISDN line to 8 million listeners. Alex believes that the shadowy elite at Bohemian Grove are the puppet masters who control the world's governments, banks, the media, and the United Nations.
And you say, well, people aren't going to accept that. Oh, well, how could the Aztecs accept sacrificing 10,000 people on some holidays, eating their children's hearts? This is all real. And we see decadent empires in their final stages of corruption as they become insane throughout history, engaging in mass murder when it doesn't even help their final cause.
Well, Alex, at 26 years old, is now syndicated to over 40 commercial markets. So he's huge, not to mention that he's on shortwave and the internet. He's been #1 on AOL, numerous times. Last year he won Best of Austin, which is a big honor in the city. Alex is a sensation in what he does. I think he's a new sensation because he's young, he's vibrant, and he's reaching so many people, and so many people are getting involved with this movement through what Alex does.
It's April the 19th, 3 months before Alex's planned infiltration of Bohemian Grove. It was 7 years ago today that David Koresh's Branch Davidian church in Waco went up in flames. Alex has organised the rebuilding of the church, and he's emceeing the opening ceremony.
We're going to a little suit shop, pick up one of my suits.
That's when it's over. Hello.
How you doing? Alex Jones. I'm here to pick up a suit.
You want to try it on?
Yeah, it's great. Let me try it on.
I've listened to your voice on numerous occasions.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, too.
You bet.
Well, he's got some opinions that are not mainstream, to say the least, and it's enjoyable listening to him. Yeah, not that I agree with everything he says, mind you, but...
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Exactly. Right, because I don't want to be that... nervous about my life. Although, according to you, I should be.
You're beautiful, my love. Isn't my girlfriend Violet Nichols beautiful and smart? Look at her. Look at her. She is just incredibly smart. That's the webmaster of Infowars.com.
April the 19th is a holy day for conspiracy theorists. They say that the elitists, the kind of men who attend Bohemian Grove, commanded the American government to murder 83 people at Waco on this day, and 168 people 2 years to the day later. They say that the Oklahoma bomb was planted by the government themselves, an elitist plot to implement emergency powers to disarm and enslave the American people.
So the people of America have come together and built this memorial church out in the middle of nowhere, 9.5 miles east of Waco, Texas. And it's historic. It's April 19th. And they can have their big phony celebration and memorial for those that died at Oklahoma City. I'm sad they died. I'm also sad the government destroyed that building and is attempting to blame it on good, decent people like myself. It's disgusting. It's a Reichstagian event, my friends, just like old Hitler burning the Reichstag.
He is hard-nosed. He's hard-boiled. He's tender. His name is Alex Jones. What's amazing is that this man is only 26 years old. Considering what he has accomplished and demonstrated in building this church, I believe that by age 36, he could become the youngest president of the United States. Is Alex Jones.
Victory is ours against the New World Order, against the communists and socialists and the bankers that run the whole filthy show. And now that they run the world, or at least the central hubs of power and the banking establishments and the dominant media, they plan to sack this country. Are you gonna let them? Feel your ancestors. These individuals, again, were testing you back in 93, testing you with the World Trade Center, with Waco, and then in 95 with Oklahoma, trying to scare you, run you off the cliff like a bunch of lemmings. But some Americans aren't lemmings. God bless you.
Alex and his cameraman, Mike Hansen, make underground videos in which they confront the people they feel are complicit in this great conspiracy.
I'm sick and tired of hearing your lies when you machine-gunned a bunch of men, women, and children. You got a big problem, buddy. Let me tell you, a lot of people are writing down your names. You can follow people around, you can harass people, you can back up your bankster buddies. But a revolution of peaceful information's coming, and when it comes time, you people are going to be brought to punishment. You understand? Just like Nuremberg. Just taking orders doesn't cut it, my friend. You understand me?
I think I've assessed you.
Yeah, oh, you've assessed me. Listen, you can sit there and say some kind of little joke. You can assess me all day. I want you to assess me. I've assessed you. A smiley face slime ball that sits here in soft pedals and tries to placate the media.
But Alex's planned infiltration of Bohemian Grove will be his most daring mission of all, and he said I was welcome to come along and film his attempts. I didn't know whether men like Henry Kissinger and George W. Bush really dress in robes and attend a secret owl-burning ceremony in the forests of Northern California, a ceremony said to be called the cremation of care. It was hard to believe, but Alex was intent on discovering the truth.
Ah, it's my redcoat friends. How you guys doing? Sorry we're late.
So are you excited?
Oh yeah, I really want to check into some maps and things, and I'm willing. I mean, hiking into 2,700 acres is not too hard. We need to get into the woods. We need to insert ourselves. We need to catch these people at their business.
We've got to be very quiet. Let's go check in.
Oh, they're spies, aren't they?
No, let's go into the rooms.
There's a lady up there, literally with her ear like that, listening to us. Another guy right up there. So I don't know what's going on. Come on, a few of them, though. This is all kind of new for me. It's all the childhood fears, all of the superstitions, plus the lay of the land. It's kind of like a little visit to America's Transylvania. We're in search of these, what are they, cultists, weirdos? Is it just big business? Or is it just a rich man's camping retreat like they claim it is? But frankly, with all the secrecy and all these big names and the admission that they do this cremation of care for now over 112 years, and then I start researching that, and I found out that it does have serious occult implications linked in the past to child sacrifice. Back in the ancient world, throwing children inside the burning innards of the owl. You start going, this is weird. And I sure wish we'd have brought a gun.
But why would you want to bring a gun?
Because they say people disappeared from here.
Some conspiracy theorists are not at all surprised that American presidents might undertake these rituals at Bohemian Grove. They say these men are Satanists and that the evidence is there for all to see, if you know how to look. They say the proof is even on the back of the dollar bill.
And you're a pastor, Del. What does secular mean to we Christians?
It means without God.
Exactly. So what this symbol is, what it relates to us, and its purpose when it was placed on the back of the dollar bill in 1933 was to announce the birth of the Satanic New World Order under the all-seeing eye of Satan, Lucifer, the devil, the Antichrist, the man who will lead the world, whose number is 666.
Some things are known. The owl ceremony, the cremation of care, always takes place on the second weekend in July. Visitors to the Grove in recent years have included Presidents Bush and Reagan and Ford and Nixon, movie stars like Clint Eastwood and Danny Glover, and Alan Greenspan of the Federal Reserve. It is an all-male affair. Alex has no clear idea how to accomplish his mission. He's managed to obtain a map of the Grove, and his plan is to enter the forest, perhaps climb up some mountains, and basically just scout around until he finds it.
Okay, here's the big question. What farmers or ranchers live in here who are going to blow my ass off if they see me sneaking across? Because I have no problem. If there's a road, if I can be shown a way to insert myself into this with Hanson. All right, I'll be all right. The only thing I'm worried about is Violet. Honey, do you want to go with us? We're sneaking in this thing, and then I could, like a mother hen, just have you hang out at the edge of the woods while I sneak up closer.
You have a gun for me? Something to protect myself with, I will. But I'm not going to just hang out in the middle of the woods. But I'm happy to come along. I mean, as long as we really have a plan.
Why don't you stay here then? Because there's no way to hide your beautiful femininity from the goblins. So here we have the 2,700 acres and the relatively smaller, I guess it's what, 500 acres of actual campground. And God only knows what's really going on out here in the larger areas. I would guess they probably created roads and trails off where they do their more nasty or beastly activities.
You worry for Alex, Violet.
Because Alex gets so impassioned by what he's doing that sometimes I'm afraid that he might be a little bit, reckless. But he's a brave man. I wish he had a gun, with him. I wish that we were able to carry guns or to be armed or protect ourselves, that's all.
Alex has one positive plan. A local lawyer called Rick has successfully infiltrated the Grove on 2 occasions. He's agreed to meet Alex tonight to offer him tips on how to get in.
I don't know what this lawyer's going to want what mannerisms or demeanor he thinks will get us in there and not, and will keep us from being noticed. But frankly, with these cameras, we can sneak around in the woods all night long and catch these guys and come up on their campsites while they're enjoying themselves and get it all.
There were a few hours to kill before our meeting with Rick the lawyer, so we split up and I visited Mary Moore. Mary lives a few miles from the camp. She protested Bohemian Grove every summer for 3 decades, holding up placards, yelling at the warmongers cruising past in their limousines. But now she's 65 and retired.
Feast for the eyes in here.
This is the office.
No, the place. This is the 60s room. This is where all the 60s, who killed JFK and...
Is it dangerous to try and get into the Bohemian Grove?
Well, if you get caught. I mean, in terms of your life, no, I don't think so. But if you get caught, you probably get arrested. I think they just quietly make them go away.
There's some people out there who say that they quietly make them go away in a more sinister manner.
Oh, well, there's a lot of stuff, especially like a lot of right-wing stuff and all that. Oh, we've had, they're killing children up there and sacrificing them on the altar. We've heard that one a lot. I guess you have too. And, I don't know. Maybe they are. But if that was happening, I think we would know that here locally. I think it's bad enough to just stick with what they're doing to the globe and the earth and to the people on it.
Mary told me some strange things about the Grove. The reports of a great deal of alfresco urination against the redwood trees, even though the campsite is equipped with many toilets. Then there are the lakeside talks, the unofficial power meetings that occur in an open-air theatre.
This is where the ruling class bonding happens. That's how they network. So, who they meet up at the Grove and what they talk about, certainly that's why the Lakeside Talks are so important, because that's kind of your preview of what's going to be the issue. Star Wars was discussed up there long before it became out into the public consciousness. So that's where the Manhattan Project was conceived in 1942. So it's sort of the germination of a lot of this. And it's without public scrutiny. It's basically the way they do a lot of things, cocktail parties, going away into the back rooms. It's just kind of the ultimate back room,
It's the secret room.
Yeah.
Is it true that the Manhattan Project, which gave birth to the first US atomic bomb, was nurtured at the Grove? Is it true that the future of the world is discussed there by men like Henry Kissinger, who can change the course of history, men who actively thrive on secrecy, hence the mystique that has grown around any secret society Kissinger belongs to, especially if it undertakes berobed ceremonies involving owl effigies? This is Rick the lawyer, who's agreed to tell Alex what he knows about Bohemian Grove. Rick is not a conspiracy theorist. He infiltrated the place simply because he was curious. He'd heard so much local gossip about the Grove. It was my idea to introduce Alex to Rick. It was Mary who told me about him.
Tomorrow, what time do they have the cremation of care or the owl ceremony?
That's typically right at dusk. It'll start when it's still sort of light out, and by the time it's over, it's dark.
Have you ever witnessed that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what do they do?
There's a real large, it looks like probably a redwood tree that was cut off, and then they built things on top of that get, that the fire goes up and they do all these things, and then there's sort of I suppose a druid type of ceremonial altar out in front of it that they do things at.
Druid ceremonial altar.
Well, it has that look about it. Very old, very pagan.
So basically you would come in, I want to get this absolutely concrete.
Are you still thinking about going via the terrain?
Well, now that, that's why I wanted to talk to him. If these are those big hills we're talking about, you're going to have cliffs and all types of stuff, and it would be...
Coming in this way, you could kill yourself, especially if you go out that way. But, of course, if you came this way, you could just walk out that way.
The surprising news from Rick is that the secret to successfully infiltrating Bohemian Grove is not via the mountains, nor navigating the nearby Russian River, but to just walk in, up the front drive, right past the security guards.
I would just walk in here. There are going to be one or two guys sitting by the side of this road in a camp chair, looking bored and uninterested, and you're just going to say, just nod to them as you walk in. That's it.
Now what about clothes?
How would you get in?
I'd walk in wearing this shirt and a pair of khakis, and I just walk in from Monte Rio.
But good because kind of, you know, preppy clothes.
Yeah, preppy. It's a preppy crowd.
Jeans wouldn't fly.
I'm trying to remember whether or not I've seen people wearing jeans. You're going to blend in better with khakis, casual cotton pants than you would with jeans. Don't have to wear a cap. Really, it's not necessary. But on the other hand, if you do wear one, nobody's going to pay any attention to it.
What about me wearing flip-flops or something, or like sandals?
Sandals would be fine. Flip-flops might not be a good idea.
Yeah, sandals.
Sandals, running shoes, loafers,
All right.
I would guess that what you don't do is you don't stand out. Certainly the crowd at the Grove is, even the ones who are in their 20s probably, and those are fairly rare. They don't dress young.
So basically, you would come in. I want to get this absolutely concrete. This is just.
Well, we'll go there.
Yeah, let's take a drive then.
That's it. This not a through road, which is Bohemian Avenue, is where you walk in.
Even though Rick seemed to me a trustworthy advisor, Alex was still unsure. Rick's tips seemed so contrary to everything we'd heard about Bohemian Grove. How could Alex just walk in? That seemed incorrect.
You think you can trust him?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. We'll be the judge of that.
I'm not going to end up tied down on a pentagram with Henry Kissinger's fat belly hanging over me while he's naked with a big dagger, am I? Governor Bush running around in a pink tutu, foaming at the mouth with a purple wig on, am I? No.
Do you think that Alex's temperament is such that he'll be able to maintain the stealth needed to undertake his operation?
Well, I think Alex is not only a great activist and a great broadcaster, but he's also a great actor. So as long as he's able to think of what he's doing as acting, like if he has to infiltrate as a, guy carrying a golf bag and be very...
And you're definitely not dangerous. You're not going to do anything stupid this weekend.
Well, dangerous to what? Dangerous to myself? Are these people dangerous? They certainly may be, but I'm completely non-violent when it comes to just going out there and trying to get the information. That's what I'm trying to do.
You need to clear this up. He said, are you dangerous? The thing is, you're not dangerous. You're defending the freedom for our children and our grandchildren. You need to clear that up for the camera, because that was kind of, he's not dangerous. But it's a difference between being dangerous and protecting your freedom.
I just wanted to make sure that you weren't going to actually push any of them in the river or throw them into the owl.
No, I see most of these elitist individuals, these snobs, I see them as pathetic. And this is really a gross analogy, but I'll use it. When I see a whole bunch of dog turds being laid all over the society, I don't run around stomping on them because I don't want to get it on my feet. I say to the general public, let's clean these up, and let's tell these people they can't do this anymore, that they can't shit on us. That's really what I'm saying. You can't shit on us anymore. I just want them to stop shitting on us.
It's the next morning. Alex has decided to take Rick's advice and buy preppy clothes, even though he admitted to me off camera that he suspects Rick might be part of some complex trap to capture him and offer him up as a sacrifice to the owl god. I'd spent so long with Alex that all the paranoia was rubbing off on me, and those same crazy thoughts were beginning to cross my mind about Rick.
I think this is perfect. Eddie Bauer's perfect.
I can't help thinking that Alex has become suspicious of me for introducing him to Rick. Might I also be part of some elaborate plot?
Kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Seriously, guys, which preppy shirt do you think I ought to wear? These are some of the shirts I brought. Like that one? Like that one? No, I want to get their opinions. Step over, Mike, for a second. Thank you. So there's like this hat, which is the one I'll probably end up wearing.
He looks so handsome.
And then there's this hat.
Let me try that one.
No.
Let me see that one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're thinking this is it, probably. This is the hat.
No.
That's good.
Yeah, see?
This is
the kind of stuff they wear. Tell her you've seen photos where they're wearing hats like this.
Oh my God, I'm Tom Cruise.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I am. Because if I was just jumping off a road and hiking in there secretly, I'd be a lot less nervous. But I'm going to try to just walk right past them.
What changed your mind? Why do you no longer want to go over the hill?
Well, when we talked to Rick yesterday, he made it sound so easy.
You want me to show you how it works?
Yeah.
So basically, you just click it once. It's going to vibrate 3 times. Feel it.
Oh, if it does that, we're in trouble.
It's feeding back.
That's a giveaway, right?
Obviously, you don't want it to do that, right?
No. Hello. I'm here.
That would be really bad.
Here.
Because that does stink if it does that.
Later that afternoon, Alex and Mike discuss contingency plans, things to say as a last resort in case their cover's blown.
We know our cover's blown up. They'll just keep saying, hey, and we're going. And say, no. All right, well, we'll be over here. And then just nicely start walking away from them. They start following us. Just say, listen, you better get away from me. Then I'll have a few other choice words, and then we'll just get into the woods, get away for a few minutes, and then come back out. They'll never know.
You better get away from me. That sounds like a threat. I don't think you should be threatening them.
No, I'm going to tell them to get away from me. But it's not going to be a problem because we're going to be slick. There's not going to be any problems.
But don't say you better get away from me or else. I mean, that's not preppy talk.
Definitely not.
And then, as a final preparation, Alex and Mike practice being preppy by having appropriately preppy conversations.
We're just going to walk normally as we would, calmly, la la la. There's going to be guys sitting there, and we're fat cats, so let's go ahead. But seriously, David, as fast as microprocessors are starting to move, it's getting down to a molecular level. The question is, at what level will just the actual basics of science stop us from making these systems smaller? And it's the entire nanotechnology revolution that I find to be most dynamic.
I agree.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
That's what we did last time.
You plan to say, I agree.
I don't know. It's just going to be natural when we do it. I don't think we should practice, conversations. I think we should just do it. What comes up, comes up. Don't you?
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, go ahead. But I really want to know your opinion of nanotechnology. I mean, you've been studying it so closely. We've already got these transistors down to the size of molecules. The question is, when will the science, just the basic laws, stop our progress in the miniaturization process? Doctor.
Are you sure you don't look too preppy?
Well, here we go, the moment of truth. We're driving down. It's a Saturday night here in Occidental, and the Bohemian Grove is between Occidental and Monterey, both small towns. And we're going to try to just infiltrate by just acting as if we're members of the Grove and walking straight through, and we've assumed fake names. Mike, of course, is David Hancock.
Yes.
And I'm Mike Richardson.
What do you do for a living, Mike?
I don't think that's been decided yet.
Yeah, we better decide that right now.
I got something by my foot down there.
I'm a documentary filmmaker, which is true. And we'll just say that Mike is also in the media. Mike is a writer. He's the famous writer, David Hancock, whoever that is.
What if somebody asks some of the book titles?
So, Mike, don't hesitate.
The Blue Lagoon, The Blue Lagoon, The Black Lagoon. The Black Lagoon. I wrote that in 1984. Was my first one.
That's right. You're David Hancock. I'm Mike Richardson. David Hancock. Mike Richardson.
So what's the plan? I'm to come and pick you up at 11? What if you're not there at 11?
If we're not there at 11, go hang out for about 30 minutes. Drive around, come back at 11:30. If I'm not there at 12.
We'll check the motel.
Do you have a watch?
We can ask people. It's no problem.
And if you don't turn up, what am I supposed to do?
If we're not around by morning.
By morning?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big window.
She'll be sitting up all night.
Well, Folks, you know we're flying by the seat of our pants, right in the middle of the forest.
We'll be asleep under trees somewhere violently.
Just baby, come out there, look for the breadcrumbs.
Okay, when do I get in touch with the police or whatever if you guys don't come back?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow in the morning?
Yeah.
Like after 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Be careful.
I'll be careful, baby. It's no big deal.
Okay.
I just want to get this pagan ritual and we're out of here.
Be careful.
Pray for us.
It is at this moment that Alex and Mike, for no apparent reason, suddenly changed their plan. Instead of walking up the drive as Rick had recommended, they dive frantically into the undergrowth at the side of the road. These are the first ever images from inside Bohemian Grove, covertly filmed by Mike with a miniature camera concealed inside a fake pager strapped to his belt.
We're in. We're actually not inside yet, Mike.
Well, we're in the parking lot. That's pretty...
Yeah.
I had no idea what Alex and Mike might find inside the grove. The rumours sounded just unbelievable. All I knew about the ceremony was what Mary Moore had told me earlier, back in her cabin.
Here's where they're taking me in handcuffs and they're taking us away. And here's the cremation of care picture.
How come you managed to get a picture of it?
That's one of the things we got from inside one of our deep throats. They have postcards.
And they burn an owl.
They burn an owl. It's a 40-foot stone owl. And they don't actually burn the owl. They burn a cremation of care, which is just a bunch of rags soaked in gasoline. And it's symbolic, and they set it across the river.
So what does it mean, cremating dolls?
Well, they say it means that they have the cares of the world on their shoulders. And therefore, to let their hair down, have a vacation, they have to cremate care. It's something that's over 100 years. They've done it now for about 117 years.
Dusk, as the Bohemians prepare for their owl-burning ritual, and as Alex and Mike mingle covertly with the elitists somewhere in the forest, there is nothing to do but sit and wait. 1 a.m. Alex and Mike return. They're as amazed as I am that it was so easy to sneak in without being spotted by the security guards and the Secret Service. As incredible as it sounds, it seems that some kind of bizarre secret ritual witnessed by world leaders really does take place in the forests of Northern California.
We're standing in a big crowd of people and they keep getting in front of us. And I'm trying to guess, holding this bag with this camera here, what's the best way to get the owl. See, look, now you can see him.
Oh, it's sideways.
It's just crooked. See him?
That's very crooked.
You're lucky. Nobody's ever got out with that footage at all.
Yeah, the problem is we just improvised and cut a hole in the bag and stuck the camera up in there. Then we had the camera stuck it right there, and I'd be standing there going like that, getting the foot. But it gets better because there's a lot of light later. And I probably should have had it on night vision.
The owl is in his leafy temple. Let all within the grove be reverent before him. Lift up your heads, O ye trees, and be ye lifted up.
That's so scary. God. I would have been terrified. People in the procession. They're in black robes. They're terrifying. How bizarre is that? A bunch of old men in black robes in the middle of nowhere.
The orange ones and silver ones.
That is a good video right there. Look at that.
Worshipping us like an owl god.
Is that what it was?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is all pretty disgusting.
Our funeral pyre awaits the corpse of care.
There we go.
That's good.
Like in a nutshell, do you think what you saw was unholy?
Well, it's very strange to me that these people are supposed to be running the so-called America and the world, and they're out there doing this.
By the power of your fellowship, no care is slain.
Yeah, you seem freaked out.
Oh, I am. But I get so tired of these people telling, because we know the Davidians so good, and I know they're good people. And they're saying these people are cults. This is a cult.
Mike is absolutely right, though. these people point their fingers all day and call people extremists or cult members or whatever for their religious beliefs. This was a pagan ceremony worshiping the earth and then engaging in human sacrifice. That is mock human sacrifice.
Aren't they just saying that for 2 weeks we don't have to worry about anything?
Yeah, but they're also worshiping the great owl god and burning someone in effigy and torturing them. And as they're burned, they, I mean, you'll see it on the tape here.
But isn't they? I mean,
listen to these guys laughing behind us. I mean, you'd hear all these old guys going, Merlin.
They're cheering for this guy to be killed, to be sacrificed.
But they're not killing a person.
We understand that they're not literally killing a person.
How do we?
But they're.
I don't think they're even. Are they? Surely they're not even killing an ethnic person.
Yes.
They're killing something that's similar.
Now wait a minute. You've got a black. I mean, certainly you saw it. You've got death right here. Look, here's the boat. Look at it right there. You've got death on this black boat bringing a pallet with like a paper mache person, obviously. You know, it's got the feet and the body and the head here under the deal, and then they take it over and they burn it.
Under a black...
For some idol, for some owl god. It really looks like a demon. It's got like horns up there. They just call it an owl. I mean,
the whole place is full of owl statues and gods.
What kind of thing?
It's just owls are everywhere. They're everywhere. They're like statues of owls everywhere.
You're walking along and it's like 80-year-old men peeing on trees and going, here, let's pee. And then you see them pulling and then peeing on a tree when there's a bathroom 5 feet away. Out in public, I mean on concrete paved roads, asphalt roads. Here, let's pee. Sure, Bob. Psst. And they're like showing everybody, I'm peeing on a tree. And it's running down the street.
Just because they could, right?
Bring fire!
I'm not going to lie. I was scared to death.
And
what do you think might happen, though?
Look at this. I mean,
if we got caught, what happened? Well, we could have been the one up on that boat. You know, you don't know what these people have. These people are sick.
It's like bizarre Luciferian garbage. Here we go. This is really screwed up.
How is that normal?
When will he learn that me he cannot slay?
That is so satanic.
Year after year he burned me in this grove, lifting your puny shouts of triumph to the stars. But when again he turned your faces to the marketplace, do ye not find me waiting as of old?
Year within this happy grove, our fellowship bans thee for a space. So shall we burn thee once again this night, and in the flames that eat thine effigy, we shall read the sign, Midsummer sets us free.
Ye shall burn me once again. Not with these flames.
Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee. Once again, Midsummer sets us free.
This country's next president is George Bush Jr. is supposedly going out there next week, and his father admits he's been there many times.
We're supposed to be a Christian culture, and they're worshiping an owl god. How do you think that would fly with the American people?
Yeah, but you're not supposed to worship Jesus or something or anything else. It's worship the owl god.
Yeah, that's bad. If
that's
you wanna,
that's a big rock, Violet.
If you have faith.
That's a big rock. I've heard this talked about for years and years and years, but I've never saw any footage or saw it.
Well, I'm going to go home, guys. I'm out of here.
Alex, hang out with us.
No, I'm going to go ahead and cruise. Too tired, man. How do you hit stop on this?
Stop.
I'm too tired to go through this. It's the middle of the night.
The next morning, Mike went to pray in the local church. I met him some hours later at a park down the road.
I've heard these stories for years being in the Patriot community, and it's true.
What's true?
They sacrificed something to an owl god, is what I got out of it.
But weren't they just sacrificing all the troubles in the world for a 2-week holiday?
That's not what I got out of it.
But wasn't it just a metaphor?
To me, it doesn't matter what it was. I know that there's rituals that go on. Let's just take, for instance, April 19th, what happened at the Oklahoma City bombing and what happened at Waco April 19th. I think that's all part of it. That's my opinion, that's part of it. I think they're sacrificing in the real world, too.
Was this the New World Order?
Yes, definitely. I looked the New World Order in the face out there.
Of course, all the Bohemian Grove attendees I approached for interviews declined. All, that is, except for one. Harry Shearer is the voice of Mr. Burns in The Simpsons, and he plays the character of Derek Smalls in This Is Spinal Tap. Harry Shearer visited the Grove on one occasion and agreed to tell me what he saw.
How did you get to go to Bohemian Grove?
A son of a member, I think, was dispatched to, to be delicate about it, Jew the place up a little bit. I was.
There's no Jews.
Well, Henry Kissinger is reputed to be a Jew. One of the things that I love in a humorous way about the place is that they allow members of the San Francisco Symphony and the San Francisco Opera to be associate members and to live in less luxurious surroundings, just so they'll have people to play in the orchestra and to do the makeup for the shows, because they really take that show stuff seriously. I mean, that's one of the things that I think is sort of great and silly about them. If they were really seriously about the task of running the world in secret conspiracy, I don't think they'd be doing so much drag.
Aren't they cute? No.
So they dress up in drag?
Well, they have to, because if they put on plays, and there's no women up there. So they have to take the parts. And the plays that we've gotten the feedback on, they're all very, very sexist. Very sexist.
You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to know that this is a get-together of very powerful guys. Whatever it is they're doing there, whether they're running the world or just reliving their adolescence, they're a self-selected group of powerful white Christian Americans. I mean, I love the theories because I do believe that these people are the only real good narrative writers left in the English language, They do write really good, compelling narratives, but I just don't happen to think they're true.
Today, these elite names are still doing ritual sacrifices of children at Bohemian Grove. So we ask the question, how do they symbolize Moloch as an owl? Which is staggering, considering this is what I discovered. It wasn't in the book, I just saw it as I was looking at the street plan of Washington. This is the Congress building, and all I've done is draw a red line around the roads within the Congress complex. It is a quite obvious owl, but don't take my word for it. This next one I have not even touched. It's a straight picture from a Washington Street directory. Not only is the Congress building in the belly of the owl, it's standing on a pyramid.
And they can keep you spellbound, And you can imagine, well, I'm in New York and they're keeping me spellbound. Imagine being isolated on a ranch in Montana with nobody except, your son that you're teaching to shoot a rifle. This would be pretty amazing stuff coming through the night to you,
In the weeks that followed, Alex streamed his footage on his website and released it as a sell-through video. It immediately became an underground blockbuster, a bestseller. Everywhere I looked, the internet was aflame with news of the daring raid.
First off, I wanted to draw your attention to the program that was given out to the spectators or the viewers. the figure of a human body burning in the flames. In fact, I've shown it to people that are experts in anatomy. They say that the anatomical size is that of a baby or small child. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, this is from the program itself, given out to the establishment lackeys witnessing these sinister activities.
But some more mainstream Americans were not convinced that the ceremony proved that the men at Bohemian Grove are devil worshippers.
If you've ever been through a secret society in college, you know this stuff. You can write it from memory. It's just add 2 zeros to the budget, and you're doing what you did when you were 18 years old.
So what is a secret society, do you think?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a secret society the way the secret society that I was inducted into at UCLA in my senior year is a secret society. There's a lot of meaningless mumbo-jumbo, and people, the main conspiracy is to take it seriously. You know, that's the real conspiracy is, okay, let's pretend we're not being absolutely silly.
I later learnt that George Bush Sr. attended the Grove in the days following the cremation of Care. Other visitors to the Grove in 2000 included Henry Kissinger and Vice President Dick Cheney. For Alex, the story wasn't over. He had one final task to accomplish.
George Bush is down here at the governor's mansion across the street from the Capitol, about to announce Dick Cheney as his vice presidential running mate. We're going to go blow the party for him and get the information out to people.
Although I considered Alex's footage to be incredible, I shared Harry Shearer's interpretation of what the ceremony meant. But who knows? Harry Shearer is a Hollywood Jew, a Jew in the media, just like I am. And for many conspiracy theorists, the Jews in the media are very much part of the shadowy elite.
This is how George Bush dresses up. Right here. We got him on tape. This is how George Bush dresses. Right here when he's in the Bohemian Grove. He is nothing but a Luciferian twit. A Luciferian twit, Bush.
It didn't matter what my interpretation was. Alex has 8 million listeners. There are millions out there who, like Alex, absolutely believe that the men at Bohemian Grove are the satanic secret rulers of the world.
We have the videotape. This is a massive story. One of the stories of the century. One of the stories of the century.
Alex's infiltration has made him a bigger star than ever, but he says he won't rest on his laurels. He says this is a war, and he won't stop until the New World Order are wiped off the face of the earth.
Damn it, I wish they'd just stop. They've got enough power now. But it's the sick stuff they come out with. The United Nations, we got to reduce world population by 80%. It's just how they want us. They want us serfs out there. Oh, you know, like your serfs over in Britain, my people that left to get away with it, eating little turnips and little onions they grew, and like a foot and a half shorter than the noblemen, with their teeth hanging out as they ride by on their horse. Oh, look at them, we're much better than them. That's their pleasure. Oh, their pleasure. Well, I'm not going to give them their pleasure. I'm going to cram a gun in their mouth and see how they like it. Because I'm free. And it's been in my family history to fight. And I'm not your slave. So get it straight. And we're ready. You can nerve gas us all day. We're ready to rock. And the people are waking up. Because some of us are willing to spill our blood with a sacrifice. You hear me, scum? We're coming for you.
The Bohemian Club have written to us, refuting Alex Jones's allegations as false. This is what they said.